everybody to the third annual Black Books Matter Fest with Mahogany Books. Everybody in the line say hey! Thank you for participating. I am Nikisha Elise Williams, the author of the novel The Seven Daughters of Dupree and producer and host of Black and Published podcast. And I'm joined by...
Hey y'all, I'm Nicole Campbell. I'm the host of But Making Books, a podcast where we're booking for healing through life. And you can also find me as your bookish influencer, literary curator, making bringing you hot over at the Bookish Hot.
All right, and we are joined right now by Nicole Reese. She is the author of Cozy Crime Novels. She is the recipient of the inaugural Barbara Neely Grant presented by Mystery Writers of America. She works as a librarian in Maryland, and when she's not writing, she enjoys watching action thrillers, spending time in nature, and listening to other people's conversations.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, girl, so we just gonna dive right in.
Okay, let's
You out here at the Black Books Matter Fest,
period.
and you only brought 50 books.
That was my fault. I severely underestimated the amount of Black excellence out here, and that was my fault. That's my fault.
How does it feel to be 1 hour into a festival and you sold out?
I am completely embarrassed. Let's talk about it. I'm completely embarrassed. I completely underestimated how many things I would need, and it's my first time back to writing after 2 years of quitting, so I'm getting my bearings. I'm getting my footing back.
And so what book did you sell out of, friend?
Murder at Cinnamon Falls. It's my first traditionally published book. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a cozy romantic mystery about a girl who returns home after a bad relationship. She gets there and one of her townspeople are murdered, and she teams up with her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend, who just so happens to be the town's detective, and they figure the mystery out together.
Cozy romantic mystery. So there's death and love.
Death and love together.
Till death do you part. So I really love a cozy crime
Yes.
situation. It's just something warm about cozy murder.
Yes.
You know? So it's a real thoughtful moment. What pulled you into the genre? Like, what made you want to go dive into it?
Well, I've always loved mysteries. I've always loved reading mysteries, and I started as a regular mystery writer, and I started writing short stories about cozy mysteries. That was my very first dive into it, and I thought, like, it doesn't have to be so much blood and guts, and, you know, it can be something very cozy, very cute, but also, like, a regular person just stumbles across the body. I feel like that's very intriguing, and I wanted to keep writing about that. Yeah.
Love that. And you said that Simon & Schuster actually reached out to you.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that a little bit. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Pause, y'all. We don't switch the mic.
That work? Okay.
We're live streaming, so this is live. What?
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay.
So back to the question, you know, you were indie, and then Simon & Schuster reached out to you. So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Well, I joined an organization called Crime Writers of Color. And so it's an organization where a lot of people, well, Black people mostly, and other people of color join together to that write mystery novels, thrillers, things like that. And so Simon & Schuster noticed me from my work on Crime Writers of Color, and they reached out to me. I got the email. It was from the UK, so I got the email like 6 in the morning, and it made me like sit up in bed. I'm like, because at that point I had stopped writing for 2 years. So I had nothing. I wasn't thinking about writing at all. And so when this happened, I was like, okay, I got to take this opportunity. You know, publishers don't reach out to you. You know what I mean?
They
So,
surely don't.
yeah.
Simon & Schuster is my publisher, and I definitely had to go get an agent to
Yeah.
even get in the door,
Yes,
okay?
yes.
You said that you stopped writing for 2 years,
Yeah.
and then this brought you back. What was it that made you take a break?
I think I got too caught up in the social media of it, the views, the numbers, the reviews. I think I was too into what the marketing of it, and I lost the love for the writing. And I wanted to take a break to just like recalibrate myself. And I knew I would always come back to writing because I've been writing for so long. But when I got this email, I was like, okay, this is it. This is it.
What did that 2-year break do as a writer? Like, did it improve your skills? Did it give you new invigoration for writing? Like, what was
Absolutely.
that sabbatical like for you?
Absolutely. It definitely gave me more of a love for writing, the craft of writing. I read a lot in those 2 years. I read a lot of mysteries, obviously, and I also did other things creatively. So I started drawing, I started making journals, and I think all of that brought me back to writing because it made me use my creativity in a different way. And so it gave me new ideas, fresh ideas, and getting the pen to paper again, getting my hands back on the keyboard again, it was like very refreshing. And it made me realize how much I actually did love writing. Yeah.
And with a cozy murder, sometimes it's always dismissed as like light or whatever. But
Yeah.
a body is found.
Yes.
So there's real stakes at play.
Yes.
So how do you balance the light and the body, the dark
Yeah.
elements of it all?
It's a delicate balance because you don't want it to be so much blood and guts and gore, and you also want it to be something that keeps people turning the page, you know? And I think it's a nice balance of romance and mystery. So I think you have to sort of enhance the romance to make it more cozy, to make people more relaxed into realizing that there's an actual murder on the page.
It's a murder, y'all.
Right, right, exactly. So, exactly, yeah.
What you want people to know is this is their first introduction to your work about what you do as a writer, as an author, the kind of stories they can expect from your backlist.
Okay, so my backlist is definitely some more the same, more cozy mysteries. But I have a YA mystery that I started with, which was my trilogy. And so it was about a girl that returns to her HBCU. You can only go there if you're a legacy, and she's not a legacy. So there's a secret around that, more murder in that. And I think my backlist is more so short mysteries that pull you in, that grip you, but also are cozy, they're not so grisly. And I think that's it, yeah.
If you could pick one book that defines you as a writer in your catalog, what would that be if someone's new to your work?
I would say Key to Your Heart. It's a reality show murder mystery, actually. So I used to be obsessed with Flavor of Love. And
Same. New York? New York.
She's that girl. She's that girl. She's that girl. So I wanted to know, like, what would happen if Flavor Flav actually was killed in the house. And so that's what.
Honestly, he should have been killed for the names
Yeah.
alone.
So Key to Your Heart is a reality show murder mystery where the love interest is murdered, and the rest of the girls that are in the house have to figure out who killed him. Yeah.
All right. So then, what are you reading now?
Yes.
So like, what's on your list? What's in your bag? What's in your stacks?
Oh man, I'm reading so much right now. I just finished King of Ashes, S.A. Cosby.
Dante crazy.
Oh my gosh, I just
You
finished
should go
it.
fight. We're supposed to be here today. Let's go fight him.
Everybody.
Listen,
Oh my
and that
God.
book was insane. The sister, the
Yes.
brother, everybody.
Everybody had an issue. Everybody
Yeah,
had an
everybody
issue.
had an issue.
Yes. So I read lots of mysteries, you know, a lot of cozy mysteries. Brian Burns has a new book coming out, so I'm really excited for that. I just finished reading Glory Be. It's another cozy mystery series by Danielle Arsenault. It's about an older black woman who solves mysteries, and it's absolutely hilarious. So if you're into cozy mysteries, it's just an older black lady solving mysteries, and it's like your grandma. You know what I mean? Solving a mystery. So it's so funny. So yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for
Thank
joining
you
us.
all.
Enjoy the rest of the festival.
And
day.
where
Oh
can
my
people
God.
find you?
I'm on everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Nicole Rice. Yeah.
All right. Thank
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Oh, can you get a picture of us? Don't worry, y'all. Also, if you listen, do you watch BBC America, like BBC Masterpiece?
Of course.
Marlowe Murder Club.
Oh, yeah.
Have you watched that show?
Yes.
That show is so good.
Yes.
I love that cozy little book.
All those like
Because they're so
cozy
good.
mystery
Miss Scarlet
shows.
and the
Yes.
dude. Girl,
Yes.
okay, we're
You
in
watch
there.
them all.
I do. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
No, thank you. I can't wait to like. I know that's a long descent.
I know, I'm out. I know, I'm out.
I know. We just yelled at her about it.
They just told me.
Don't ever break 50.
Okay. That's the only one that's loud. All right.
I just she had a fan and then she did.
Ramonda,
Yeah. I literally just
she
saw
just
her.
walked over just,
just
gonna
move.
move.
Yeah,
We're here.
we're here.
This is the way we were last year, okay? We're together.
We are a family.
How you doing, friend?
Girl, tired. But we out here. But I know I'm not as tired as you.
Well,
Before we started this, okay, did you expect the whirlwind success of Seven Daughters of Dupree? Because you are crushing it.
I'm so glad that you think so. I'm so glad you think it's a whirlwind success and that everyone is like buying it and loving it and seeing it everywhere on the socials, in the streets, out in the wild. I didn't know what to expect.
Okay.
I think I still don't know what to expect. I also don't know what my publisher expected. So it's been like a mixed bag of feelings, but it's been an enjoyable and an amazing journey.
So how's it been from going from indie to trad to like especially with this book? This book, I told Keisha I'm about to fight her. It's cool because it elicited a feeling out of me that I've been working through for a while. So like, how has that been? Like,
It's been, I mean, like when I was indie, and so like I self-published my first indie novel for women in 2017. Even then, I wanted to be publishing and writing at this level. So like from that journey, like I had agents for 4 women. We went on submission to publishers for 4 women, and eventually it was no sale, and that's why I ended up going the indie route, and then stayed indie for a number of years. But like with this particular book, the story got so big that I needed help that I thought beyond what I could give it with all the people that I would hire for my own particular publishing journey. Like I always hire editors, I always hire people to like help me with the process and make the story better. But Seven Daughters got so big that I was like, I need more professional help. And then by that time, I had started Black and Published podcast. I had interviewed a few big name authors, and one of them in particular, Honoré Fanon Jeffers, was like, sister, it's time for you to get an agent.
yes.
And so like that was like one reason to do it. And then I was at another book festival in like 2021, and it stormed, and I was outside as an indie author, so in a tent, outside in the elements, and I was like, never again.
Yes.
And so I think it was just time, both for what the story needed as well as where I wanted to go next as an author in my career.
Yeah. And I love too, I will say, there are certain books when I'm like, this was like given to you from someplace else, like some spirit, like the universe, God, like the ancestors for real, like
No, for real.
preordained this on your spirit, and you could feel it because it felt like it was like coming out and pouring out onto the page. Where I was like, did you feel that while writing?
Writing this book was like a fever dream. Like I wrote it, the expanded version, like I wrote 2 drafts, and both drafts I wrote pretty quickly. I did a lot of thinking in between the 2 drafts, but when it was time to write, I wrote them relatively quickly. It definitely was an ancestral experience. I wrote this book between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6:15.
Oh, you were in the witching hour.
Pretty much. So I wrote between 5 a.m. and 6:15 every morning until the book was done. I definitely heard the voices. I definitely felt the spirits. I invited them in and invited them back until the book was done. So this was very much a God-given, God-breathed kind of book. I feel like a conduit for my characters and my stories, and I'm just trying to get everything right on the page.
I really love that. Like it was just, ooh, it's like that's like to me it's like modern classic now.
Oh, thank you.
No, seriously, it's kin, it's homegoing, it's you. Like I'm thinking about things that I'm like feel like something that's bigger than y'all. It's bigger.
Amen, amen, amen. I know we're supposed to have another interview coming up
Yeah.
with Ramonda.
But I know Jamise is right.
Janice is here. So
We can do Jamise because that's my
come
girl.
on,
Hey,
hi.
girl.
Come on.
Come on.
We're just gonna switch things up. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to meet you.
I'm gonna get
officially.
it.
We did. Yes, yes, yes. All right, welcome back. Hey, you look so cute. How was Spain?
Spain was good.
I be looking at Jami's stories. I be like, oh, this is the life I want to live.
Honestly, when she went to, where'd you go with Dan Brown?
Oh, we went to prom.
Girl, I was sitting there like, I love Dan Brown too. They need another platform and I'm down.
Come closer this way because this is the only mic that's really working. Yeah, so just come on in. We family today.
Okay.
All right, so let's do the official intro. Jamise Harper is an avid reader, wine enthusiast, literary influencer, and passionate advocate for amplifying marginalized voices. Her love for diverse stories led her to create the Diverse Spines hashtag and the Diverse Spines registered trademark book community, a vibrant space celebrating literature by Black women and women of color. She is the co-author of Bibliophile, Diverse Spines from Chronicle Books in 2021 with Jane Mount, and the founder of Spines Vines, another registered trademark, a platform that brings together books, wine, and conversation to elevate the reading experience. Welcome, Jamise, to the Black Books Manifest live stream.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Lindsay, girl.
Yeah.
Everybody in the house. Hi,
Everybody's
Talia.
here.
I'm well. Everybody's here. We working.
Everyone's here.
So you created the hashtag Diverse Spines hashtag and built a whole community around it, which I'm obsessed with, which I was a part of.
Yes.
What gap were you seeing on Bookstagram that made you go, someone has to build this?
Well, I think the main thing you got to think about, this was in 2018.
Yes.
So I'm an OG bookstagrammer.
Yes.
So I think there was not a space where, people are definitely were talking about Black books. I think just to bring books together that were published by Black women and women of color. That was, I wanted to just kind of put it in one spot so people can find it. And plus, I think it was a time when, of course, publishing was very, very white, as it still is.
Yes.
And so it's just so people could hit that hashtag and see what people were reading. I kind of reached out to bookstagrammers and, hey, if you're reading a book by a Black woman or a woman of color, can you use the hashtag? And that's kind of how it got started.
I love it.
What was the landscape like in 2018 for book influencers and like really building this platform from scratch, and now the machine that we know it is that really helped get books into people's hands, and this is how people are discovering their next great read?
I think you're right. It's a machine now. So much so that I'm like, trying to find the joy in doing it, taking the machine out of it. Because early on, it was like grassroots. You had a lot of people that love to read and were talking about all the books they love just for the sheer love of reading, right?
Yeah.
And still trying to have the push to get publishers to send them books and things like that. So I think the big difference now, you're right, it is a machine. But early on, it was just authentic. It was, not saying that it's not now, but it's just saying it was authentic. And if you really could see the love and passion, people just putting up a book and say, hey, this is what I'm reading, rather than all the aesthetics that goes with it now.
It is aesthetic driven. And there's something else that you are definitely an OG in the game. Like, I love your content. It's something that has inspired me when I fell on and fell off and fell on and fell off. What is one thing that you wish someone told you early on in your Bookstagram journey or your book influencer journey that you wish you knew now?
Oh, okay, so their Bookstagram really wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So I think looking back, what I would tell someone is don't lose your joy for reading. Don't conform to what you see other people doing or following the trends. Do what you want to do. And I think a lot of it has to do with Instagram and the way it's changed. Their platform has changed, and they're pushing certain things to you, taking certain things away. You're not seeing people that you follow. But I definitely say, I think I'm trying to get back to it of just, you gotta think about it, I came on just talking about books and what I was drinking.
Yes. Well, you got the good wine selection.
It was a good time.
So that's just literally what I was talking about.
Listen.
You know what I mean? And
Because
so,
when we were at the book bar together, we said, well, what are you drinking? Because I know the wine, whatever you're drinking is what I want.
So you kind of lose your way because you should kind of keep engaged and keep grow the following. And then I think this summer is really when I was kind of like, let me take a pause and just get back to what I, not focus so much on requesting art and doing all the things, just get back to reading.
Yes. I love
I feel that as a podcaster, what keeps you going to keep doing it, as you just discussed all the changes that have happened, and now you're probably being inundated with requests because of the platform that you built?
I think the one thing that I love is I love seeing other people win. You know what I mean?
Yes,
I think about
same.
how hard it was for us to even get a book from a publisher, right? Or to even be invited on a trip. We weren't getting asked those things. So now when I'm seeing, younger people, newer people coming to the platform, they're going places, they're doing things. I love that. Yeah. I mean, because it's not just supposed to stay in an insular area. It's supposed to, you do the work, and then it's supposed to grow and expand outside of you. And I love seeing other people doing stuff and getting the kudos that they deserve.
Yes.
Yeah.
I always say if someone's getting blessed near me, then God's in my neighborhood.
I listen all the
so
way.
let me get the blessing.
the way.
Amen,
All
amen,
the way.
amen. What are you reading right now?
Oh, what am I reading right now? Oh, so I'm finishing up. I'm finishing up A Pair of Aces, Victoria Christopher Murray.
Okay, I read that one.
I got that.
And I finished earlier this summer The Great Wherever by Shannon Sanders.
I just started Shannon yesterday.
Oh my gosh, it
I
is
thought
so
The
good.
Great Wherever by Shannon Sanders.
Oh,
she
she
had.
lives out here. She
Yes.
lives in Spring.
She does.
My friend kept telling me it's so good. She's
It's
like,
so
"Girl,
good.
It's not what you think, because she's like, the cover doesn't give
It
what
gives
it
it
actually
nothing.
is.
I read that book.
'Cause I'm
I
so
finished it. I finished it Thursday. I talked to Shannon yesterday for the podcast. When I say me and Joa, the way you feel about Juvie is the way I feel about her character Joa.
I'm
On
trying to invite her to
site.
Lo-Fi and Lit then.
Yeah, I interviewed. I was her discussion partner for her stop here in DC, but it's a phenomenal book. And I normally don't do books that have like ghosts and things like that. But you can't. They have a whole character. It's about land and legacy and
Yeah.
And ancestors and spirits,
Oh,
right? 'Cause
yes.
my friend just finished. We went to Ashburn, Baltimore. She was like, "Girl, hold on."
That
Yeah.
book, it is so good.
It's
Like
really good.
it's in the vein of like Happy Land and Long After We Gone by Tara
Yes,
Shields and
yes,
Hilton,
yes.
but like
Once you said Happy Land, I'm already there.
like it's in
Yeah,
that
I'm here.
vein, but then it has like
Yeah.
ghost elements, kind of like Seven Daughters does, but not super scary. It's everything
We're talking
you
about how
want it to
great
be.
$7 was.
Well,
I mean,
listen. I just told her about how I was
Thank
going to
you.
fight her because it had me really sitting there thinking about myself, my life, the women in my life.
For
If I need to
sure.
get more like empathy. Woo, it was just
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
divinely blessed. So I want to ask this one question, then we'll close out. You brought in wine and books. And that is, both are very communal things where
Yes.
people don't even think about it. But what gave you the idea that these two things needed to coexist?
okay, truth be told, Vines and Vines started in 2015,
Okay.
before Diverse Vines.
Yeah.
And I was always on my personal Instagram talking about, okay, this is what I'm reading, this is what I'm, drinking wine or whatever. And my sister brought it. She was like, listen, why don't you put this on another page? I don't want to see her just talk about books and wine. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I said, but what should I call it? And so she said, let me think on it. So she came up with the name.
Oh,
And I
shout out to Sid.
Yeah,
Right.
Listen, I always wants a kickback, but anyway. And so,
Yup, the kickback is my
yes.
love.
And so, I think the thing about it is like when you're drinking wine, if you're like at a tasting or fan, it always evokes an emotion, right, or feeling. Books do the same thing.
I just want to let you know, since we're talking about wine, my birthday is Monday, and I'm going on the Napa Valley Wine Train.
Yeah.
Are you going to Brown?
You gotta go to Brown.
I will put that on the list, but it's a 6-hour train ride.
Oh, so you probably, yeah.
But I will put Brown on the list and make my way there.
Honestly, read Drunk in Love by Jasmine Guillory on the way there because it's
Oh,
sad.
you're gonna.
I just like, for my 40th, I wanted to be white girl wasted on wine on the train.
I've
so
got to get over there.
here we are.
That for you.
I gotta get to Brown because they have my book on their table, on their wine table.
Oh, I
gotta
love
get
that.
out there, yeah. And so when you get back, we get settled, whatever in the fall, we gotta do literary wine down. I ain't forgot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So
Thank you
where
for
can the
joining
people
us.
find you?
Yes.
Okay, you can find me at Vines and Vines on Instagram or Diverse Vines. In February, you can find me Black Girl Book Tour. We do that once a year, celebrating
It's so
books.
much fun.
Yes,
Definitely
but
book.
definitely on Instagram, on Threads. I'm on Threads yapping about books.
As we all are.
As we all are. Trying
Thank
to stay out the drama.
Oh, the
No.
drama.
Yeah,
That's a
that's a whole nother
It's another conversation. Thank you for joining us
Thank you
today.
so much.
Let's take a picture before we let you
Oh,
go.
Photo.
picture again.
Who said your phone is better than mine? So I'm just going to steal all your pictures again.
We'll just give it to you.
I got a screen on mine, so child. It's gonna look foggy, but it's not. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for coming through and talking to us.
I am so proud of you. When I saw that brown trip, I said, period. Because we read Dan Brown too. Okay?
And then the best thing when I finally read it, I still had a copy of it, and it was like a 20-year-old copy. He was like, I haven't seen this book since I don't know when this particular version.
Wow.
My mama house.
Signed it.
Thank you.
Y'all, you're not here no more.
12. We do 12 to 2. Not you broke the filter.
Girl, it came on.
Where's our fearless leader?
Somebody wise and texted him like,
Right.
All right, so
We're still waiting on Ramunda. Yeah.
I wonder if somebody, they got crystal beads over there. I'm like, I've been looking for like waist bead crystal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know how I know it's like I'm on right now.
Yeah, I want ones that are crystals.
Okay.
My friend had one, and hers was real cute. Real cute. Uh-oh, somebody got your book in their hand.
Ow, I love to see it. I'm mad you spotted it before I did.
Listen, like spotted, XOXO. I literally, also, I'm like looking this way so I can see more things than you can.
Your vision is also probably better than mine.
No, these are contacts.
So are mine.
Oh, okay.
I haven't been able to
I
see for free since I was
barely-
11.
Oh, so I was a silly person, and I used to put my mom's glasses on because I wanted to be like my mom so bad, and it messed up my eyesight.
I used to read in the dark.
So we were just
Yeah, I be
a doggy without a paddle.
in the car, and then I turn on the light. You can't have the light on in the car. Turn the light off in the car. And so then that's when they finally bought me a book light. But I would be in the dark reading.
A
Like,
question: are you getting invited to like overseas, like to do stuff for $7?
not yet, but emphasis on yet. I will take whatever invitations come my way. Seven Daughters was published in the UK, so there is a UK version. And friends of mine and my agent have, when they've gone overseas, they've seen it out in the wild. So
Yes.
like my agent went to, I think it was in France, and saw it in like the Shakespeare bookstore there or something. So I know it's over
That's what I'm
and
excited
out and about overseas across the water, but I have not yet been invited to go, but soon come. I'm gonna put it in the
So
atmosphere.
that's a very interesting because this is like the third black author I've heard about UK publishing. Disha, you, and then Nicole.
So I mean, we can talk about it. So like when I did, when I got my agent, and I'm signed by UTA, which is a large talent agency, but they also have a literary division. That he had a counterpart agency in the UK. And so when we did the American deal, he had also sent the manuscript to his counterpart in London. And then she read it and wanted to represent it. So now I have both American and UK representation. And so then you go through the same process, the same way that I went on submission in the United States. It's the same thing. And because my book was bought by Simon & Schuster, the imprint is Scout Press under Gallery Books. In the UK, it was also a Simon & Schuster book. And so then the deals are separate, which also means there's separate money. Extra check. But but that's the way that works, and that happens, that for every time that your book is sold with a foreign right, because the US only covers the United States and Canada. So like the UK, what I did come to find out was that the UK covers the United Kingdom, some of the Caribbean islands that were former parts of the Commonwealth, and Australia. So that was really wild when I started seeing like book influencers in Australia tagging me and doing reviews and stuff like that. I was like, the book is down and under?
So how does it work, like, for it to get to like Nigeria or South Africa?
So I'm not sure how that works exactly, but I know like there's a foreign rights agent at my agency that is working to sell the foreign rights in different locations all around the world. And so like I've gotten requests like, oh, is there going to be a French translation, or is there going to be this translation or that translation? It's a matter of where the brokers are to do those deals and with which publishing houses. So I really don't know what the market is for like the entire continent, or even in some like specific countries, because there is a burgeoning African literature community as well on the continent.
I
And
just saw a black-owned woman business in Lagos, and she just opened up a bookstore in Lucky Phase 1, and then she's going to VI as well. So for folks who don't know, because if you've never been to Nigeria, Nigeria is dope, but it's also like split into a bunch of different places,
Yeah.
right? And so when I saw that, I said, hold up, man, I need to go look, because I'm excited to see if your book will be there.
But I think what really needs to happen though is that major publishers, so like we think about the big five in the United States, they have subsidiaries all around the world. Like I just said, Simon & Schuster UK. What are the relationships? Are there any relationships that they're making with publishers on the continent? Like how do we do that? And then also, our agents and agencies, are they having relationships with publishing houses on the continent to sell those foreign rights? And then what do those deals look like? Are they even being presented? Those are questions that as an author that I now have. and I don't have any answers yet. So TBD.
Listen, I'm going to Kenya. We thinking about buying a house in Kenya. So publishers listening to this right now. You want to hire somebody? Hire me.
It's giving expat life.
Yes, it is.
It's giving expat
It
life.
is,
Okay.
It is. Because I can do it both, okay? Give it a multi-trade girl. But it is very interesting because it seems like the UK publishers seem to understand the want and the need for Black authorship in a way that we're starting to lose it just a tad here. And that ain't no shade.
It's no shade, but it's also like a more honest, I think, reading of it. Like I think about, like we talked a little bit about the cover of Seven Daughters,
Yeah.
and you know, it's this, you know, you see this woman walking down a dirt road, but you see her back.
Yes.
Her back is to you. You only see the back of her hair, and then you see her arms and her bare feet. And yes, you can surmise that it's a Black woman,
Yes.
but you don't really know. And so that
Versus
ambiguity.
the UK version, it's very
It's,
much
it's
like
very
that's a Black woman.
right, and so like the U.S. version is very ambiguous, I think, in who the character is to try to invite other a larger readership, read a white readership, because I think publishers believe, and I mean this is America, so we know racism is real. That you know if you put a Black woman's face on the cover of a book, then only Black people are going to read it because they think it's only for Black people,
Yeah.
and that's not true. So
Legend Board proves that.
and that was a conversation that I had with my publisher when we were debating about the cover itself. And it was like, okay, I understand you don't want to put a face, you don't want to have the braids, you don't
Yeah.
want to do certain things. Well, if we're going to have this farmhouse setting and it's going to look like the Land's End, the setting of the part of the novel, put my character on the road walking down that dirt
Yeah.
road. And then you don't have this, like that was my idea. And then my editor was like, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna get you some birds.
Because I think about that a lot. Because even Disha's book is like very, very like you know that's a Black woman.
And that was Disha's concept for the cover.
Yes. Oh really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. See, that's good to know. Because that book, if you guys don't know what we're talking about,
The True Confessions of First Lady Freeman.
y'all have to go ahead and get that pre-order.
Pre-order,
I was
unveiled
cackling.
September 29th.
I
That
was
book is so
cackling.
funny.
I was like, now this is the craziest concept. And I remember she was telling me about the concept when I interviewed her for Secret Life of Church Ladies, and I was like, what, girl? I said, I'm locked in though. When is this gonna happen? Mind you, this was years ago. She said, don't you worry, I'm gonna come back. We're going to talk about it, and we're gonna interview.
Absolutely.
So I really enjoy it a lot.
But the thing about it is, as funny as it is, as much as it is a satire,
real.
it's a real book, and there's a message tucked real tight in it, and you
Yes.
will not miss it. Like, I think I'm quoted on the blurb where it says, the book slaps with a perfectly manicured open hand.
Yes.
It absolutely does. The book slaps, and you will laugh and think, and when you finish it, you'll be like, damn, that was worth it.
It was so worth it because it's so funny because I'm listening right now and reading Firstborn Girls by Bernice McFadden.
Yes.
And it's been interesting. It seems like this year a lot of books have just been having conversations with each other. And so I feel like what's brought in the light of it, what's done in the dark will die in the light. And I think that is something that True Confessions is also saying.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yes, I read Miss Bernice's Firstborn Girls last year. I interviewed her on Black and Published for it. And both Black and Published and ... but Make It Books are part of the Mahogany Books Podcast Network.
Period.
So make sure we get that in there.
Yes.
But I remember talking to her about it and about the fact that, you know, the way that she wrote the book, it almost reads like fiction because she doesn't call her parents mom or dad. She calls them by their first names. And so that's like almost a dissociative technique that she used so that she could write about the traumas that she experienced, but
Yes.
still give her parents grace as well as protect herself in the writing, which I thought was very beautiful. It's an excellent memoir.
Yes, and if you guys love an audio, Robin Miles does
Okay.
the audio. And I love Robin Miles. It's something about her voice that does something for me.
I am not an audiobook girly. I have not got into audiobooks because I know my mind will drift unless it's like nonfiction. So I've been thinking that maybe I'll do like non-fictional audio, try that out because like I'll be learning something, so I'm paying attention more than the story. Yeah. And so, yeah.
So before we welcome our next
think that
guest, just-
All right, we have one more ad before we're going to welcome our next guest in who disappeared.
again,
Once again, discover Unique and Lovely, an online boutique celebrating self-love through empowering apparel and uplifting stationery. Shop at uniqueandlovely.biz and follow at Unique and Lovely LLC on Instagram to embrace your most authentic self. We have a guest coming up as soon as he returns to the tent.
Wherever.
His tent is right there. Sundiata Ramen. Can you grab him for us? I have no idea where Ramunda is.
Ramunda working.
We will interview her whenever she returns.
Because we know. We know.
If she returns.
If she returns, don't working her like she stole something.
Look, it's the Black Books Matter Fest by Mahogany Books, and she is co-owner of Mahogany Books.
She
So,
sure enough is.
look,
And trying to open up a second store. It's a lot going on.
it is. Absolutely.
But it is beautiful to see everybody. Like, I'm just looking around, like looking at all the books, the games, the jewelry.
It's a beautiful day in DC. All these beautiful Black people reading, gathering, congregating, talking about stuff. It is a beautiful day. The DJs are on the ones and twos providing the vibes.
He's so cute. Look at the dog.
I see the puppy.
I can't have no dog. My fiance told me I'm barely home, so when we get a dog.
I have children. I don't have pets.
He said the same thing too. He said we're gonna bring something in this house that can't fend for itself. It's gonna be a kid. I said,
I agree. And like, you know, at this point, all of my children are house trained.
they can make themselves cereal.
My daughter can. She's getting close though.
Oh, okay.
But like, I'm not changing no more diapers. No.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah. You guys are God's strongest soldiers. I don't. The patience, the tenacity.
Soon to be married lady. Is that in your future? Maybe, is that a personal question? It's too much?
No, it's not personal.
Oh,
I don't mind the question. We're still thinking about it. We don't know.
And that's real.
Sometimes we think we're like super aunt, super uncle.
I support this.
And I have so much travel to do next year. I'm going to Rome. I'm going to Italy. I'm going to it's a lot going on.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Come on in.
You know, Wise is going to yell at you. You know, he wants him in the middle.
Okay. I have to, let me adjust myself. Hold on. One more.
We gotta move over.
Oh, get in the middle, all right.
Yes,
How
you
you
do.
doing,
How
sister?
you doing?
I'm Sundiata.
Nice
It's a
to meet
pleasure.
you, Sundiata.
It's a pleasure.
So come in close. I'm gonna move this mic anyway.
We gonna act like we are the black family we are.
Oh, it's all good.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm just gonna lean this way and introduce our guest. We have the director of tours and curator for the Go-Go Museum in Washington, D.C., Sundiata Ramen. Did I say that right?
Sundiata.
Sundiata. Say your last name for me.
Ramen.
Ramen, all right. Has the privilege of immersing himself in the vibrant legacy of Chuck Brown, the undisputed godfather of go-go. Ramen's journey is one of compassion, education, and a deep commitment to sharing this unique cultural story with the world. At the core of Ramen's work is an unwavering passion for preserving the invaluable legacy of go-go music. His book aims to inform the reader about the life of the godfather of go-go, a man who loved the people of Washington, D.C. so deeply that he created a sound uniquely for them. That commitment drives every word, every story, and every effort to keep go-go alive and thriving. Welcome, Sundiata Ramen.
Thank you, sister. Appreciate it.
Black
Thank you
Books
very
Matter
much.
Fest, 5 Street.
I'm gonna let you rock because you know I'm from Baltimore, but it's all love.
Oh, Baltimore show love to go-go too. We just had
do.
Backyard out there last week.
Yes.
Oh, they turned it out.
Listen. It took me a while to appreciate the love because you know us Baltimoreans.
Yeah.
us
I'll be on
DCers,
some other stuff.
We do some stuff, but it really is all love. So
Yes.
I really want to talk about the love of go-go and the love of DC, especially when we're talking about Black Books Matter. What is the biggest misconception that you have heard about go-go through your journey of being an educator about Chuck Brown and his legacy?
Well, one of the biggest things that happened in the early 90s, go-go was criminalized because DC was known as the murder capital. So you had people literally connecting go-go music to the violence. And what they did was begin to, take go-go music lessons, classes out of schools. So you couldn't take piano lessons, horns, because they were afraid that you were going to play in the go-go band. This happened in 1996 under Control Board under Bill Clinton. So what happens is a lot of young people were discouraged from playing or even knowing the history of go-go. That's what happened in the 90s. What revived it was a sister from Detroit named Maisha Rashad. She started a sound called Grown and Sexy Go-Go, which appealed to people 35 and up. Yeah. Well, that style of go-go allowed go-go to return because older people were there, which kept the violence away. Now Backyard and other bands are starting to reap that benefit because go-go is a music that's not colonized. We control the content. So if you're talking about drugs, violence, you're not gonna get any gigs. You can't play anywhere. So we control what was said. That's why it's more popular now than ever before. Yeah.
Controversial because I'm from Chicago, and we have Deep House.
Come on, house music.
And then you just mentioned Detroit, which has their own version of
Yeah,
house
they do.
That's right.
So, let's talk about the lineage that go-go comes from, with the deep house influences, and then also some queer influences, but then also African influences with the drums and the bongos and everything like that. What is it that makes go-go a uniquely mid-Atlantic, DC cultural phenomenon, musically?
To know go-go is to know Chuck Brown. Chuck Brown came from the segregated South, where blues, jazz, gospel was a part of his life. His mother was a singer, and when he got older, he went through life challenges, went to prison, he learned how to play the guitar. He could already sing. Chuck never learned how to read music, but that man learned how to scat, sing, and play the guitar at the same time. He went from that to the Los Latinos, where he found out about a beat called Wawanko. Wawanko is that boom, 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 boom. That's the beat he incorporated with that funk, which he got from Grover Washington's song, Mr. Magic, and then you get the foundation of that. Then you get the call and response that comes from the Black church and Africa. Then you get what we call a transition beat, where you're playing music, but you're then talking in between the songs while the beat is still going. You know where you got that from? From the DJs that come from house and other music where you're playing non-stop. So his competition was the DJs. He said, I gotta keep people on their feet with a beat. And that beat was that go-go beat. What makes go-go different, go-go is a fusion genre. It draws from African and Latin, but also hip-hop, jazz, blues, funk, soul, and it also has that call and response and the non-stop beat that no other music has. You can go to a group and listen to a band, they're gonna stop in between the song and say, the next song we're gonna do for you is such and such. Chuck didn't do that, he kept going through it. That's what makes it unique.
When did you first discover Chuck Brown? And what made you want to write about his legacy?
I was 12 years old. My mother was playing Bustin' Loose. I'll be 59. I'll be 59 on Monday. Bustin' Loose came out in 1979.
Your birthday's on Monday?
Yeah.
So is mine.
Well, come on, Leo.
A whole bunch of Leos.
Leo gang, you dig.
It's okay.
Leo
Listen, I'm a
gang,
Leo
you
rising.
dig.
I respect it.
Come on. So you already know. Before I get there, the beautiful part is I remembered that lesson from my mom about how important Chuck Brown's music was. And then I had the opportunity in 1991. Years have gone by. I'm in college. I leave college. Chuck comes to New York City to a club called Tramps. I made my way up to the stage. At that time, I changed my name legally in '94. My name was Eric. I knew Chuck was from Deanwood, my neighborhood. He had lived there for a while. So I said, Chuck, my name is Eric. I'm from Deanwood. He said, ha, ha, that's my part of town. And when he saw me, he kept talking to me throughout his gig. And then he said, ladies and gentlemen, let's do it for Eric from Deanwood. That CD literally became one of his most popular, called Journey into Time. So he honored me by honoring where I came from. What did I know 14 years later that I would write a book after I became the curator and director of the museum? And so this book comes from that inspiration. So that's how I learned about go-go. I lived it, I'm a percussionist. So I played in go-go bands when I was younger.
You brought out a lot of things that I'm picking up right now, and I've been talking to Nikisha about this a lot, about honoring ancestral reverence. That's what we're doing right now. So what made you say, I'm gonna start a go-go museum, I'm going to do these tours, I'm going to honor this genre of music?
Well, I'm blessed because I didn't start it. The one who started it, two people. One, Mr. Ron Moten. Ron Moten has been an activist. He's an icon in that city. He had an organization called Peaceaholics in the early 90s that helped to deter young people from crime. And he got them jobs, what have you. But then In 2008, he was at the Go-Go Awards. He said we must have a Go-Go museum that's going to preserve, respect, and teach our history. And that came out of the Don't Mute DC movement when Gentrifier started moving in, and they wanted to erase Go-Go. So the museum is born out of protests, which became policy in 2019 when Go-Go became the official music of Washington. That's how it happened.
I was mad at Metro PCS. I remember near the
There you
Howard.
go.
Because I remember, because I
That's how
used
it
to live
started.
on North Capitol, and I used to walk over from R Street, and I knew I was going to the Beauty Island, and I was
Yes.
close because I heard the Metro PCS music.
Yeah.
That's just like, I knew I could hear it.
So we,
The story of Go-Go and what you talk about with Chuck Brown and how everything started with Ron Logan reminds me so much. My family is from New Orleans, but it reminds me of like the cultural preservation that the Black Mass and Indians do. And so like my
Yes.
last book before Seven Daughters of History was a university press text called with Mardi Gras Indians
Yes.
about them and about their culture and their preservation ways. Because everybody knows Sundays in New Orleans in the ballroom at a certain time is Indian practice.
That's
Yes.
right.
And the way gentrifiers started to come in and trying to call over police on
Yes.
musicians
Yes.
in New Orleans.
Right.
The
And
birthplace
They'll
of
say
music.
noise ordinance. They're
Yeah.
violating it, that's how they do it.
Exactly. And so it's the same thing happening to Go-Go in DC and like the
Yes.
need to preserve it and the fact that if black people don't do it, it won't get done.
Yes.
And trying to remind people that Black New Orleans, DC is a chocolate city.
Come on now.
It's gonna be a chocolate
Oh, yes,
city.
yes,
Yep.
Lord.
Yesterday, tomorrow, and forever.
What I love about my book, and it took really a face of its own. While it's a biography, this book is a history book. It's going to explain to you the impact of music, polyrhythms, which are the interlocking of different rhythmic cells that create a pulse. So
Yes.
we don't just hear drums, we feel it. It's in our
Yes.
spirit. The reason jazz came out of New Orleans is because the Europeans at that time permitted Africans to play the drums.
Right.
So Congo Square, where we were allowed to play. And that beat, which we call a clave, that's his go-go, wawanko, cumbia out of Cuba. These are styles that came out of this culture. So I'm going to give you a history lesson of how the drum was used and why it's so magnetic to us in DC. They don't even know it's African centered. They don't know that. So I got to teach it.
Writing a biography scares me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in me.
Not yet.
What, ma'am?
Sorry. You know,
Stop. Like, I've done enough research so far. Let's see what comes next. What made you think that not only could you do it, but then publish it yourself and bring it to the world?
You said it. One, faith in God and the ancestors. I was fortunate to leave DC at 85 to go to college. By 1992, I was in ancient Egypt. I was in Egypt on a tour with a man named Dr. Yosef Ben Yekin. And Dr. Ben taught me from the ground up about the culture and what we've done. If we've built civilizations, why wouldn't I be able to start my own bookstore when I was 28 years old? I had 4 bookstores with my wife at the time. We had 10, for over 10 years we did that. So I know the backdrop of black literature, promotion, what have you. But then with the blessing of being a graphic designer, designing my covers, because I worked at Atlantic Records as an artist. So I was able to prepare my book, the typesetting, but the research comes from being an avid reader. I retain information, but also a researcher. So I did about 10 interviews with people. I also did documentaries. I read so many books. It took me about, I'm gonna say this, 5 months to write the book, 40 years of preparation, because all of that knowledge was transmitted in this book. And it's only 242 pages because I didn't go into Chuck Brown's personal life as a father, a husband, a son, or uncle. I went into it as an innovator, the creator of a genre that has become the official music. I stayed in that area as his influence. And what most people don't know, a person named Chucky Thompson, who was one of a Grammy Award-winning producer, produced Mary J. Blige, Nas, came from Chuck Brown's band. He was 17 years old, and Chuck Brown taught him how to deal with music, produce music, and that man went on to become a legend and unfortunately passed away of COVID in 2023. Chucky Thompson.
Did Chuck Brown ever have a chance to see your book and read it?
Unfortunately, Chuck has been gone 14 years. So my book just come out 2 months ago. and it's doing very, very well. I've been getting a lot of press. I'm going to be on Channel 4. I've been on Harold Fisher, as you all are giving me coverage. It's not me. It's his story, but because I have the ability to articulate the story, my passion is going to sell this book.
Yes.
It's my passion.
What's a little unknown fact about Chuck Brown that you wish people knew more about?
I wish people knew that Chuck Brown, as I mentioned, could not read music, but that man had an ear like James Brown, recruited the baddest musicians from New Orleans to California. He had some of the baddest bands. Now, let me tell you, he was like James Brown. So as a perfectionist, he went through musicians like 30 in like 10 years. Like drummers, 30 drummers in 10 years.
Yeah.
Because he had what he wanted, and I'll give you a good example. Because he wanted people to play non-stop, he would take the cymbals, the floor drum, and leave only the bass drum, the snare, and the hi-hat, which means you couldn't do any rolls. He said, I don't want no rolls, I need biscuits. So you had to play the same beat for an hour, hour and a half. Drummers didn't want to do that. So that's a little known fact.
So where can the people find you? Where can they purchase the book? All the things.
One, you can, of course, find the book at the Go-Go Museum. We're located at 1920 Martin Luther King Avenue in the village of Anacostia. My website, www.sunrapublishing.com. If you are an educator, I want you to go to Ingram Distributors. And of course, you're going to get it at Mahogany Books. They should have it after today. They should have my book there and hopefully have me for a book signing soon.
Well, thank you for
thank
giving
you,
your
sisters.
time and your energy
Thank
and the
you very-
education, because I don't think a lot of people know about the Go-Go.
And we're going to be able to do this again for everybody that's in DC at the Black Books Matter Fest. I'll be talking to Sundiata as well as T.L. Price at 310 on an author panel all about indie publishing.
Yes. Thank you
guys
so
go have
much.
fun.
Man. All right.
Y'all go have fun.
All right,
Thank
sister.
you.
All right. I
Angela
appreciate it. Thank you so
Swiggy.
much.
Dante, can you get a picture of us?
Oh, sure. And get one with mine, too.
Where we're going to get some sign. And happy early birthday! There's already two.
Yeah.
Oh, book up, too, before y'all.
No, I'm not done yet.
Come on, get in there. One of y'all hold it so I can.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Hold on, let me like
There we go. You have his phone? I'm about to say, you don't got both hands today now.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
Yo,
you.
appreciate you so much.
No, we were saying that last year we were dying. No, I remember it was hot as hell last year. Hi. You too.
Ramonda was still there. There she is. I'm going to grab her.
Everything we're saying off the mic. I figured. I ain't saying nothing.
I'm going to come back over because we don't have anyone else until 1:30.
Okay, she not coming?
No.
We can stop it. We don't have anybody to do it. We're about to do it. supposed to. I'm late. But Brianna's. Okay, Brianna, she can help. Are you able to? Are you on break?
I've already sent 2 volunteers.
Never stopped it.
Okay. Come on, makeup. Let me hug you.
Because we get to meet finally.
Real life. That's what I'm trying to say.
What?
I said in real life. You know, we were
In IRL.
FaceTime and then virtual.
Let me go back to my little thing.
All right, Black Books Manifest, we are back in the live stream with the co-owner of Mahogany Books, Ramunda Young. What's up?
What? Listen, don't give me a microphone and don't give me a crowd of black people, because I am in my element. So I'm excited to be. Yes, I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. And thank you for investing in the vision of Mahogany, because it started off online and then now you guys are brick and mortar. You started this festival.
Yes, yes.
And you're about to open up a second location.
Absolutely.
So you're a very busy lady.
Yeah, but you know what? When you do, it sounds so cliche. When you do something you love, it don't feel like work. It does feel like work. Don't let people fool y'all. And did and does all the things. But it is such a blessing. I tear up often because people think, you know, whether it's about money, it's not about money to us. We need spaces for us, especially at a time like this when people are kicking us out of spaces. When I say that, like, your books don't matter, your history really doesn't matter, we need to rewrite this history, but no, we don't.
No, we don't.
And so to have a bookstore step into that space and said, no, we're going to be this repository of our history, our culture, on those shelves means something deep to me. And it means something even deeper to me to see all these people show up out here for black books. This isn't a jewelry festival, no shade to the jewelers out here. This isn't a clothing festival, it is a book festival. And it's a black book festival, unashamedly so. And so to me, my heart is full to see all these people out here for black books.
This is the 3rd year of the festival. What was the thought before the first year that you said, not only do we need to have a store, we have to have a festival?
Absolutely. So one, there's only 365 days in the year. And when I tell you, when I look at our author submissions, there are a few thousand in the queue, just to be honest. And so I couldn't get to all of them. We couldn't get to all of them. So having the book festival allows us to get to a lot of authors, and especially independent authors. The majority of authors here are independent authors, self-published authors. That was on purpose, that was intentional, because their voice is just as important as those authors who are New York Times bestselling authors. It is just as important as those people who are USA Today best-selling authors. So this festival is really a love letter to our community, our culture, to self-published authors as well. So a good swath of them are out there. So this was a way, that was the thinking behind this. How do we get as many self-published authors to be in front of our culture and community as well? And a lot of them don't have those opportunities. That's my baby right there.
I
yes.
know.
So that's why we're doing this.
I really think about Mahogany as like a premier destination travel site. When people think about coming to DC, coming to the DMV, what does it mean for you as one of the few black-owned bookstores in the nation to have you guys being a destination location? Like, people travel across the country to come here. What does that mean? What does that mean for you and Derek?
I know, it's actually very humbling.
Shout out to Derek.
Shout out to Derek Young. Yeah, actually, we just celebrated 24 years of marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And 19 years in business. But it's very humbling to me, because I always tell people they have so many stores that they could shop at before they even get to ours. In the DC alone, there's a plethora of bookstores. And so for them to say, yes, we know that they're here, but we're going to come to your store in an intentional way, means a lot to me. So yeah, it's just very humbling. That's the word that I can think of, that they choose us over and over for 19 years. That's 19 years at any business is crazy, but a bookstore, and just black bookstore, all the way down in such a niche
that specialize in black books.
And not shying away with that. Like 10 toes down, we're about black books. Means a lot that people travel for us.
And so, like, your phrase is Black Books Matter. Why was it so important to make that not only the name of the festival, but the driving impetus behind everything you do, with featuring authors to what you're carrying in the store?
Absolutely, I love that. When I think of, for one, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? And when I grew up, there was hardly any black bookstore. I don't remember any black bookstore where I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I grew up maybe about a mile from Black Wall Street.
And when you think of what Black Wall Street means, the innovation, the creativity, the thought leaders, the entrepreneurs that are there, why was I never taught about it in my school? None of the books had Black Wall Street in our curriculum, but it was a mile from my house. And it's not a part of Black history, it's American history. So that part wasn't taught. And so when I think of what Black books matter means, even if somebody else says, I'm not going to teach your history in our schools, we said, no, our books matter that much that we're going to make sure that they're accessible. So it's not up, we're not leaving that to somebody else to say if your books matter or not. We said, scoot out of the way, we'll step into that space and say Black books matter, even if you recognize it or not. So for me to grow up and not have access to Black books, I didn't want somebody else, whether you're from Iowa or Kentucky, to say, I don't have access to Black books. Because we ship no matter where you live. And so that's why Black books matter to me. I didn't have access to it, but nobody else should be denied that. And that's what the thinking was. Even if somebody else said that they don't matter, we know that they do matter. So that's one of the strands of why we do this work.
I love that. What's the most surprising thing in business for you guys so far that you would never have guessed would have happened?
That's a good question. I think that people just consistently show up. In the age of people can get their book the same day and have it maybe dropped in, droned in, I don't know.
Yeah.
They wait and they take the time and say, I'm going to shop Black, I'm going to shop with you. So I think that surprises me. We're in such a microwave culture where we need things now. We need it yesterday, and I don't really want to wait for this. I want my food delivered in 20 minutes. I want my, and so for people to say, no, I know it may take a few more days, but I'm going to shop with you. I think that continues to surprise me. And not just people my age in their 50s and above, but younger people. They're like, no, I'm going to come to you guys. So that keeps surprising me in the best way. Yeah.
Over 19 years in business, you've seen a lot.
Yes.
The kinds of books that are pushed and the Black books that get promotion and that are sent and that are promoted and everything like that. How have you seen publishing change in relation to Black authors with the work that Black bookstores like yours do for the industry in the community?
Well, it's kind of yo-yoed in the 19 years I've seen it. One year there was a whole genre called urban lit. And all the publishers like, let me get on this urban lit. A lot of those urban lit authors were selling those books from their trunks because the publishing was like, we don't know if this is important. What is this? What is this genre? But still, Black people said this is important. Black people were buying those books left and right. So when you think of the publishing industry, all of a sudden they started like, okay, what is this street lit? What is this urban lit? So they started green lighting those books. So I've seen that happen. And then when it wasn't a fad anymore, even though those were real stories about our communities, it kind of dove down. And so the publishing industry went on to the next new thing, I felt. So it's just been interesting to see them ebb and flow. And a lot of those bookstores, to your point, have stayed in that gap and said, we're not running after a fad. All of our stores have credence, all of our stories have meaning. So we're going to keep carrying. But the publishing industry goes up and down on the next trend. Right now it's romance. We have some dynamic Black romance writers out there.
Yes, we
but there's
do.
so many other genres around romance as well that whether the publishers see it or not, all these Black people out here see it, and it's exciting to see at this time.
I was in a major chain store the other day and I saw Candy Liquor in there and I was like,
Oh, which one?
Candy Liquor.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow.
Wow. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they had like all of Kwan's books in there.
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. They hop on. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely on trend.
On trend.
Listen, Jacquel J just signed a 7-figure deal.
Absolutely.
So it's coming up. But listen, I got last in the Delgado Inferno series. So I am an Inferno goddess.
Come on,
okay?
Inferno
Anyway,
goddess.
Call me Capri.
Come on, Capri.
What's the last book that you read was just like,
Wow. Ooh, that's
It's
like
hard.
picking your favorite child.
I know.
I've read so many this year. I've loved Ken. That was amazing by Tayari Jones. I loved Score. I'm finishing up Score right now by Kennedy Ryan. I read Brandy's memoir. That thing was good.
yeah.
So I love to read a lot of genres. I think biography is my favorite. I love reading about people's journeys. Then I love personal growth. I love romance. I don't know. I love all of them. But those are the ones that stick out to me right now that really moved me in a deep way for this year.
Okay, so where can the people find you?
Yes, the people can find me online at mahoganybooks.com or at Soar with Ramunda. That's my personal page, SOAR. Come fly with me. But yeah, at mahoganybooks.com on all of our platforms. on the website. And I just want to thank y'all, you two amazing sisters, for being part of the Mahogany Books Podcast Network. You both have dynamic voices, dynamic podcasts that really speak to our communities and our culture. I mean that. I'm not just saying it for the people here on the radio, on the IG and everything, but I really hope you stand tall in the work that you do too, and that the books that you've written, and that the podcasts and voices that you'll keep bringing to life. That means so much to the culture, and so much to me, so much to our community.
I love it. Thank you for coming to talk to us on the live stream.
Yes, bye y'all.
Look at all these people.
Listen, let me tell you, we had over 13,000 people RSVP for this here festival.
Wow.
I haven't said that number out yet loud publicly, but 13,824 to be exact. And probably counts, I haven't checked, but I think to me, I know we have to wrap, but that's to me the testament of what it means for us to come together.
Yes.
For us to be in community, for us to celebrate culture, and that many people said, I don't know who's signing just yet. I think we were at 8,000 before we even announced any of the authors, and that let me know that we just need to be around us. We need to celebrate who we are all the time. So thank you for having me.
It's crazy because we're looking across right now to
take on
two authors.
today and like just really revel in what you've done and
What you guys
you've
built.
created.
Yes.
This is absolutely stunning.
Thank you, Nikisha.
It's
Thank you,
really
guys.
beautiful. I'm looking around like in
Isn't it all
right
this
now.
melanin? I can't take it. We got
Right.
Nicole Hannah-Jones over here signing across from Michael Harriet. Yes. We had Alex L here earlier. We have S.A. Cosby in there talking right now. So it's just, I love it. Thank you for
did
having
that.
me.
You did that.
We did it. Y'all here too.
Well, I'm going to get Dante to get a picture of us.
Okay.
No, it's not.
We did a little light thing right here, don't we? A little.
I'm going to stand up.
Okay, let me stand up. Let me get it together. Do I need
The mic not in our face.
I don't want to bump this out of. I don't know if you got it all set up properly.
There we go.
Okay.
I should have brought my
Ring
my
light.
actual
Oh.
I should have brought my actual newspaper. I have the original 1619 magazine.
Oh.
And I should have got that.
What is up with the All right, Miss Tiffany, you will be in the middle for us. I'm gonna drink some water.
I'm going to turn it over to my lovely conspirator, Nikisha Elise, to tell us.
I go back to my journalism days. All right. Tiffany D. Cross is a journalist, TV host, podcast host, author, and speaker. She is the current co-host of iHeart Podcast, Native Land Pod with Angela Rye and Andrew Gillum, which debuted in 2024 on Apple as the #1 downloaded podcast in America across all categories, where she breaks down news and culture of the week. She harnessed her decades of experience in the release of her first best-selling book, Say It Louder, Black Voters, White Narratives, and Saving Our Democracy. Tiffany absolutely loves pit bulls and splits her time between Washington, D.C. and New York City. Welcome, Tiffany, to the Black Book Battle Live Fest Live Stream.
Thank you. I want to say I'm no longer with Native Land.
Okay.
I left almost a year ago, but that was a big part of my journalism exit. So,
considering what has happened with one of your co-hosts, that might have been for the best.
I don't think Andrew is a wonderful human being.
I've been in Florida.
Yeah.
We're good.
Okay, yeah. I didn't. That's not a reason why I left. Yeah.
I voted for him.
Yeah.
I wanted him to be our governor.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
I left in December. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So your new book, Love Me, A Letter to Black Woman, in a Toxic Country, Career and Relationship. Why did you feel it was so important to write this book now? I definitely know the answer as a fellow black woman and everything we dealt with last cycle as a as a politico, and I'm here.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like this book needed to be told?
You know, I wrote the book that I wanted to read. It felt like there was a moment where we were just heartbroken. And after the election, we were spoken about as though we were a political commodity. You know, we're the 92% or the backbone of a Democratic Party or the country. And I didn't feel like any of those things after the election. I just felt heartbroken. I was dating someone, that relationship was ending. I was heartbroken at what was happening in the country. I was heartbroken after losing my show, after being successful with my show. So I was in search of something, and I read a lot. I was reading Communion and All About Love and Sula and all these books, and I wanted something to reflect the moment in time that we were navigating. Because of course, as black people, we've been through this before, but I ain't never been through this before. And so I just wanted to take a snapshot of this heartbreak and heartache. And I had to decide while writing the book, am I hopeful or hopeless? And so I tried not to tell people what to feel or what to think, but offer them something to think about.
What was the writing process in digging through all of that? How you were feeling personally, how you were feeling politically, and what you wanted to say to black women to render this work?
Well, the writing process was years long. So I didn't know I was writing a book, but I started writing after my show was canceled in 2022. And I got on a plane and went to Ghana, and it's, you know, my little black girl eat, pray, love moment, and just wanted to connect with the motherland. And so through the course of that, it was a journey of self-discovery as me, the self, but also self-discovery of us as black women. And I think it's so beautiful what we have with each other. I don't know y'all, but I know y'all, you know?
Right.
I could go to your houses on Thanksgiving and I know what it's gonna be, I know all the rules, and I think there's something so beautiful about that. Even today, when I arrived here and saw thousands of people here in the name of reading, my spirit relaxed. Not only did my spirit relax, my spirit rejoiced. When I'm with my people, I'm home. And so I wanted to offer a home in the pages that wasn't focused on who we are through the lens of America, but who we are, full stop, period. So it was a beautiful process and a journey through my own mental health. And I'll tell y'all, I'm butt naked in the book. Like I am unfiltered.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
the best way to be.
I think when you're asking somebody to spend $30 of their hard-earned money in this economy, and you're asking people to be introspective and look at themselves, please don't give me some bullshit. You know, like, give me the book, tell me the thoughts that you don't want to say out loud in these pages. And so I try to do that in service to black women. So it was a beautiful, beautiful journey. And it's a journey, quite frankly, I'm still on, of healing and discovery. It's a lifelong journey that we're on.
Yeah, and I would definitely say, like, you've been super vulnerable when you left the major Yes. Television network. We left your show, and I appreciate that vulnerability because it does take a lot to like put yourself out there and just say everything explicitly. But you also said something early on in our conversation about Black women being the backbone all the time, carrying the weight, carrying this, carrying that. Like, damn, can a girl carry herself?
Yeah.
And so, when you were writing throughout the book, was that your main motivation to help other women, young, old, in between, just like kind of just come within themselves and just be them?
Every Black woman, young, old, middle-aged. You know, it's interesting because I might be a little older than you guys, and I'm navigating this middle-aged life. And so, well,
getting there, girl.
Yeah, that's my point. You're getting there.
On Monday.
You getting there. So not quite middle age, but in the middle age place, you know, I look at younger women, and I know, you know, what's coming. Like for you all, I know what's coming. You know, like there's a wisdom and a knowingness that comes at a certain age, and so I feel seasoned. But the same way I look at you all and younger women than you all and feel seasoned, I know there are women in their 60s and 70s who are looking at me like, you a baby. You ain't even, you met yourself. You're going to meet yourself 5 more times by the time you get to where I am. So keep coming down the road. Keep going. And that's the kind of the message I wanted to say. Not kind of, that is the message I wanted to say to Black women behind me. Keep coming. And when I was in the depths of my darkness and my depression,